Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everyone is fine and doing good. So, this is our last session of 4 days Python classes. So, today we will be discussing about how we can write the code for calculating BMI. So, let's go to the Google Colab first and then we will discuss this thing. Sorry. Okay, so I have Google Colab and I will open the first website. I will open this notebook because we have been using this for last 3 days. So let's open this one. Okay, so let's connect from here from the top right. Okay, until it is connecting, let's do a quick recap what we discussed yesterday. So yesterday we actually did two topics. We discussed two topics. The first one was operators, where we discussed what are different types of operators. So I have written a few of those operators here, and we understood how we can use them. Then we discussed conditional statements and how we can write conditional statements. What is the syntax for writing conditional statements in Python? So we discussed this thing. Sorry. And we also discussed uh, that we can use elif statements multiple times in conditional statements. So this was something we discussed yesterday, and I gave you people the assignment for practice. If you guys have done it, so it's good. Otherwise, it's not a problem because we will be discussing the something similar to this question. So today's agenda is to calculate BMI and to write the code for that calculation. So what can we do? So let me write fourth class and the topic is BMI calculator. Okay, let's comment this one. Okay, let's understand what is BMI first. So if I go to Google and search what is BMI, so we can see it shows it's a measure of body fat based on height and weight. So actually based on height and weight of someone's, we can calculate a BMI. And what is BMI? What does BMI tell us? So it actually shows the measurement of body fat. So this is simply a BMI. And what is the formula for this BMI? So let me write what is BMI formula. So we can see here that the formula for BMI is, okay, so I think my screen is not shown to you people. Sorry for that. Just give me a minute. Let me reshare my screen. Okay, so please let me know if it is visible to you now what I am writing. Okay, fine. So sorry, I didn't realize it. So what I did first, I just searched what is BMI. So we understood that BMI is what? BMI is the measurement of body's fat based on height and weight. So simply if we know the body's weight and height, so we can use BMI, which shows us the fat level of a body. Then how we can calculate BMI? So here's a formula for that, which is, we can see, weight in kilogram over height in meter squares. So this is a simple formula for calculating BMI. So we will be writing the code right now that will take the input from the user. It will actually ask user for two things: weight and height. Of course, weight will be in kilogram and height will be in meter. We are considering that user will enter height in kilogram and weight in kilogram and height in meters. So we are considering this for now. So we will write these two lines first to take the input from the user. Then we will apply the formula. Sorry. Then we will apply the formula for this, and we calculate the value. And then there is something. Let me write classification for this. So we will see a chart here. So sorry. So we can see that if BMI is less than 18.5, so we can show the user that he or she is underweight. If the BMI is in between 18.5 to 24.9, so he has normal weight. Similarly, from 25 to 29.9, so she is overweight, she or he is overweight. And similarly, if it is greater than or equals to 30, so it the term for the person is obese. So this is a classification which we will be doing in the code. So let's go to the Google Colab and let me write weight here. So I will write input statement here, input function, and I will ask user to enter weight, and we will show kilogram because right now we are using the sorry, we are using the kilogram and meter square formula. So we actually don't have to apply the conversion here. If we use any other unit, if we take the input from user in any other unit, so definitely we must have to apply the conversion. So I'm not going to do that right now. To make the program simple, I am considering the user will enter the weight in kilogram. Correct. So if you people remember that we discussed, whenever we use this input statement, the input or the data type is always a string. Okay, let me show it to you. Let me run this one, and then let me print the type with the help of type function and pass the weight here. Okay, let's execute this one. So for example, if I enter 64, for example 64 kg, so it will give me the data type is what? Is string. So we discussed this thing in, I think, in second class, that if the data type for the number, either it is integer or float, if the integer or float data type is string, so we cannot do the calculation. Correct. If I try to do summation on that, so actually they will be concatenated rather than performing the actual calculation. So that's why I have to typecast this weight. So what I will be doing, I will select all this statement, enclose it in this bracket, and then I will write float here. Okay, it's up to us. We can use integer or float. So the reason I have used float because the weight can be, for example, 64.5, maybe 64.9. So if we use integer function, so it will remove the decimal part. So I do not want to do that. So that's why I have typecasted the string number or entered number into float. So I think this is clear to you people, because this is not something new to us now. We have already discussed this thing in detail. in our previous classes. So now let's take height and just write the input statement first and print a message like please enter your height, and that will be in meter. So we are asking user to input the height in meter. Again, this will be the user will enter a number for this, but since we are using input statement, so input statement always converts the data into a string. Either it is integer, it is float, or anything else, it will always convert the input from the user into a string. So that's why I have to typecast it. So I will enclose this statement in the bracket first, and then I will write the float again to convert the height into float. Correct? Is this clear to people? Is there any confusion? Okay, fine. So look, now we have taken the input from user. The inputs are weight and height, and now we will calculate the BMI. So we will be writing BMI. Okay, let's remove this type thing so that we can work properly. Okay, BMI. So I am actually making a variable BMI where I will be storing the output of the calculation. So sorry, so we just saw the formula, and the formula was weight over height square, weight in kilogram over height square, and height was in meter. So let's say height, I have already taken the height from the user with the help of this line, and whichever value user enters, it will be stored in this height variable. So what I can do, I can actually call this variable here, right? Similarly, weight. So what was the formula? Weight over height square. So let's write weight. Correct. So if I'm writing weight, you should remember, now you should understand this thing, that whenever I have stored something in a variable, and then if I call that variable after some lines of code, so Python actually knows, or Python actually searches its stored value and bring it. So weight is actually not weight, weight is actually a number which the user entered, and we converted into float. So weight is a variable which contains or which stores the weight of a person. So now we will use this symbol which is used for division purpose. So this symbol is for division purpose, and then we will write height. Similarly, like we did weight, like we wrote weight here, and then we can also write height, because height actually contains the height of a person. And then now the formula said that height is square. So the question is how I can raise power 2 to this height variable. So this we discussed in previous class. So look, we used double asterisk here. Look, so double asterisk helps us to write the power. So what I will do, sorry, I will use double asterisk here with the height, and I will write 2. And understand one thing, since this is one complete statement, so I will enclose it in the brackets. So Python actually knows that it has to take square of height first, and then the division will happen. Sorry, and then the division will happen for these two numbers. So that's why I have enclosed this height double asterisk 2 in the bracket, because this will be done, or this will be calculated first, and then the division will happen. So after this, now we have the value stored in BMI variable. Correct? Is there any confusion for this? Okay, fine. Correct. So what we will do now, look, I just opened the criteria for this. So if the BMI is less than 18.5, so it's actually what, underweight. So let's handle this condition first. Okay, now so understand what we have done so far. We have taken the input of weight and height from the user, we converted them or we typecasted them into floats, and then we have also calculated BMI. Now based on the calculated BMI, we will we want to assign or we want to classify the person whether he or she is underweight, normal weight, or whatever. So we will be writing the conditional statement. So this we discussed yesterday, how to use conditional statement. So what I will do, if anyone of you can want to tell me, please text. Okay, fine. So look, what I will do, if BMI, understand again, this calculation from here, wait a minute, sorry, from here till here will do actually some, this thing will actually do some calculation thing, and will store the output in BMI variable. So now my BMI contains the answer or contains the output of this calculation. So that's why I have written BMI here. So what I will say, if BMI is less than, okay, what is the condition, is only less than or equals to other, okay, only less than. If BMI is less than 18.5, correct, if BMI is less than 18.5, so what we will do, we will say that the person or the user is underweight, correct. So but we, I will write one more condition. Okay, just give me a minute please. वहाँ बैठिए जरा 5 10 मिनट बस. Okay, sorry. So what I was saying, that BMI is less than 18.5, so we can say that it is underweight. But remember, if I just write this condition, BMI is less than 18.5, so for example, if someone mistakenly enters the value, or BMI is calculated as negative, so negative doesn't make sense, right? Negative value is not possible for BMI. So that's why I also have to specify that BMI, it should be less than 18.5 and BMI should be greater than 0, right? Then I will put colon. So this is the syntax for writing the if statement. Correct, what I did, I just wrote the first condition like BMI is less than 18.5, so whatever the calculated value will be stored in BMI, it will be checked here, whether it is less than 18.5 and greater than 0. And now this condition is actually a range, right? So we have range from 0 to 18.5 exclusive. So if someone BMI lies in this range, we will call him or her underweight. Correct? Okay. So you people might be having this question, that can we write this condition like this? For example, let me go here. Let me write BMI is greater than 0 and BMI is less than 18.5. Yes, we can write this way as well. So it's up to you. If you want to, if you want more readable for something, so you can also write this way. Correct. So this is a range. Now I will press enter. So we will notice something. I am pressing enter. So look, we have a few spaces here. Correct, a few spaces here. This is called indentation. This space is called indentation. In normal compiler we have actually 4 spaces like this. We have 4 spaces like this. Right now in Google Colab we only have 2, but in like if we use PyCharm or VS Code or any other compiler, so we actually have to give four spaces, then we write something, correct? So let me remove all these spaces again. I'll press enter, and then I will write parent statement and show you are underweight, right? So simple message, correct? Okay, now let's go back to the condition again. So what is the second condition? If BMI is in range from 18.5 to 24.9, so the user's weight is normal weight. The user has normal weight. So now we have to cater this condition. And in yesterday's class, we discussed this thing as well, that if we have more than two conditions, if we have more than two conditions, right now like we have around four conditions. So what we will do, we will only cater the first condition with the help of if statement, and the last condition with the help of else statement. So these two conditions will be handled, and the remaining conditions will be catered or will be written with the help of elif statements. So for the between conditions, for the in between conditions, like we have this normal weight and overweight condition, we will use elif statements. So let's write elif now, elif, and I will write again BMI what 18.5 to 24.9. So what I will do, I will write BMI is less than 24.5. So I will put colon. Now here we have two things. Okay, understand this thing, that I have this range condition like 18.5 to 24.9, but I am only writing 24.9. Okay, sorry, let's correct this one, 24.9. So why I'm not writing 18.5? Because that condition is already handled here. That condition is already handled here, like the BMI range from 0 to 18.5. If the BMI lies in this range, so we will print this message. Otherwise we will check the condition, like if BMI is greater than 18.5 and less than 24.9, so we will be checking the condition here. So if we want, we can also write the complete condition. It's completely up to us. So let's say for example 18.5 to 24.9. Okay, so look, since include it we didn't include a equal symbol here, means if the BMI is in range from 0 to 18.5, so it will be underweight, the message will be underweight. But look, does 18.5 or is 18.5 included? No, it is not included. So what I can say, I can write equals to for checking that if BMI is greater than or equals to 18.5 and BMI is less than 24.9. So we will now print another message. We will now print another message. So okay, sorry, I have written I have forgotten to write end here. So we will write end. This is necessary so that Python can check both the conditions. And let's print a new statement. You are, or what is the message, normal weight. Okay, let's say you have normal weight, correct? So this is the second condition. Okay, so we have two more conditions. So what I said, we will only write the last condition with else statement and the first condition with if statement, and the remaining in between conditions we will be using elif for the bit in between conditions. So let's say I have one more condition, so I will be using elif. And what is the range? Like from 25 to 20.99, 29.9. So Now what I will say that BMI is greater than 25 and BMI is less than 29.9, correct? So if we wish we can include equal sign, otherwise it's not a problem. uh, I just want to give you the basic idea of how you can write the BMI you can write the code for BMI calculator, and with the help of this you can is actually understand how we can use the conditional statement. So if you want to put equal sign here, no problem, we can also use equal sign here to include this 25 value, correct? So let's print here you, okay, so overweight, you are overweight, correct? And finally we have arrived, or we have reached the last condition which we will be using with the help of else. So just let's write else. And what we said for else statement, that we only write else, we only write else and put colon. There is no need to check any condition because Python will automatically do will check the remaining conditions if BMI does not lie in between these ranges. So what will happen, we write else statement. So Python actually terminates or redirects the remaining condition other than these three to else statement. Is this clear what I'm saying? I'm saying, okay, look again, I'm saying if BMI does not lie in any of these three conditions, so Python will automatically redirect that condition into else statement. So it will automatically fall into else statement, and then we can finally print, sorry, we can write you are obese, correct? So this is the final line of code. Okay, let's execute and check this one. So let's say please enter your weight. So someone has, for example, 70 kg, correct? And then height. So since we have to write the height in meter, okay, look. So we can also create a program to convert the height from any other unit to meter. We can also write a program for this. So I think you people should try this, and if you find any confusion or do not understand anything, so you can ask me on WhatsApp. Right now I didn't cater or I didn't write the code for that thing. So what we will do, we can actually convert the height into meter on Google. So let's write convert, for example, to meter, and let's say someone has height, for example, 5.8, so it's around 1.767 in meters. So let's enter this height in meter, 1.767. okay, so let's write 1.767 here, and now we will just enter and Python will do the remaining things itself. Okay, so right now we have got you have normal weight. We have got the message you have normal weight means the BMI is lying here. The BMI value is lying in this condition. Correct? Okay, let's do one more thing. Let's print BMI value here actually so that we can understand, we can know what is actually BMI value. So let's write the BMI. By the way, BMI is body mass index. It is called body mass index. So the BMI is, let's put this bracket, put f string and just write BMI here variable, so it will show us the BMI. Okay, let's execute this again. So I will be writing the same value 70 and 1.767. So 70 and 1.767 in meter. So now we have got the BMI value, which is 22.42. 22.42 uh, is the BMI value, and it's definitely is lying in this condition. So that's why we are seeing this message, correct? So we can try one more example. So let's calculate again. Let's say someone has 110 kilogram weight, just imaginary number, and let's say the height is about let's say 1.84, correct? So let's enter. So the BMI is in is where 32. So look, 32 is not lying. 32 does not lie in any of these conditions, correct? So the last condition we have greater than 25 and less than 29.9. So R32 does not even lie in this range. So what happened? Python itself redirected this condition to else statement, and it printed you are obese, correct? So this was the agenda for these four classes, to give you the idea how conditional statement works, and we discussed some basic concepts from print statement to variable names. We discussed the rules for naming variables, then we discussed the data types, and we also discussed the type function, how does it work. Then we discuss operators, conditional statements. So these were the basic topics for calculating BMI, or for writing the code for BMI calculator. And if you people have understood this conditional statement clearly, so this is a very big achievement, and I appreciate you people that you have learned this thing. So if there is any confusion or any question, please ask me. Otherwise I will end the class here, and for further information I will be I actually keep announcing this type of short courses, and inshallah next time when I will be doing this thing, so I will be careful and I will take care for the time, so that others or many people can join us, so that they can benefit from something. So this was something from me. If you have anything to ask or to say anything, please do. Otherwise, we will end the session here. Okay, thank you. So this was something we covered now, and inshallah I will upload this lecture, and also I will be announcing further courses like this. Project based learning, inshallah we will be doing in upcoming sessions as well. So stay updated on WhatsApp. So I will be sharing the things there. So we end the class here, because we have completed our project today, and if you have any confusion in this, please ask me on WhatsApp, and inshallah we will be having more sessions like this. Thank you for joining, everyone. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.